Hey guys and gals, this is Stacy Kellums, and welcome to another training session. And I'm super excited about this week's training session because I've heard a ton about the guys you're going to be hearing from today. They are making quite a ruckus in the industry, and I couldn't wait to get them on because they are doing some things in their real estate investing businesses that no one else is doing right now. They're literally revolutionizing the way that real estate is being bought and sold right now. And they've tapped into some incredible sources for finding houses at just ridiculous prices, and they're going to share all of this with you today on this training session. So I want you to grab a pen and paper right now if you haven't already done so, because you are going to want to take a ton of notes. I'm going to have a couple different guys on this call, actually. Let me tell you about the first guy who's going to be on. Sean has been investing in real estate since 2003. He's done over 500 deals, and that works out to over $120 million in transaction value. And he's done it all in the Phoenix market, okay? And he's actually making his living right now in the Phoenix market. I know a lot of you are sitting there scratching your heads going, wow, I thought Phoenix was dead. Apparently not. Sean's kicking ass and taking names right there in Phoenix. Now, his main specialty is wholesaling with no cash or credit, okay? So, again, if you've heard any of the lies or rumors out there that you can't wholesale right now and you can't find any buyers and you need money and all that crap, that's exactly what it is. It's crap, all right? Sean's going to dispel all those myths for you today. So, again, if you haven't already done so, or if you're just joining us, make sure you get a pen and paper. Check this out. Sean's currently doing 5 to 10 deals a month in Phoenix, okay? And he makes 90% of his income from actually doing deals, not from selling courses or teaching what he's doing. But so you're actually very lucky that I got him on the call today to actually take 10 minutes out of his schedule and teach you what he's doing today, because it literally is going to blow you away. Now, Joe, his partner, has been investing for over 6 years, and he mainly does wholesaling lease options. Now, Joe's done over 50 deals in the last couple of years. He averages 2 to 3 flips a month on a part-time basis, and he literally outsources 90% of his business to virtual assistants. So you're going to learn today a brand new strategy that no one else is talking about, and I am super excited that finally someone is talking about it, because this is actually a strategy that used to work quite a while ago. I used to do it back in the day, and then it kind of stopped working for a little while, and I forgot about it until I heard about Sean. When Sean and I jumped on the phone the other day, I was like, oh, my God, I used to do that, and it's working again. I didn't even know it was working. So I'm super excited to have Sean on the call today so he can tell you all about it. Again, get your pen and paper ready right now so you can take lots of notes, because they're gonna tell you how they're doing all these deals right now in today's market, because that's what these training sessions are all about. They're all about me bringing you real-world strategies that are working right now, not some crap that worked 2 or 3 years ago. These guys are making their living right now in today's market. They're doing deals day in, day out. They're in the trenches, okay? And, again, like I said, they're going to be talking about a strategy that they quite literally just stumbled upon, and I'll let them tell you about it here in just a minute. And they're also going to have Mr. X. We're going to have Mr. X on the phone here in just a little while, and they're going to talk to him. And apparently Mr. X has done something crazy, like made $100,000 in the last 4 months or something ridiculous like that. So I think you're going to want to hear every single word that Mr. X has to say. So it's going to be a jam-packed call. We're going to have lots of information. This isn't going to be a typical call where it starts off slow and then build and build and build. They're going to start right out of the gate with a ton of information. So, again, if you haven't got your pen and paper ready, do it now. And without further ado, I'm just going to jump right in. Sean, are you there? You guys there?
Yeah, Stacy. How you doing?
I'm doing great. How are you, man?
Oh, man, I am ready to rock the house. I'm telling you, we are going to take these guys into some websites. I'm going to show them some unbelievable stuff that is going to rock their world. I know it. So thank you so much for having us. I've watched you and followed your stuff for years, and it's an absolute honor to be here speaking to your guests and stuff. So thank you so much.
Cool, man. Well, I'm glad to have you guys here, and like I said, it was great talking to you the other day on the phone and hearing all the cool stuff that you guys are doing. And like I said, I'm not going to let the cat out of the bag, and I'm not going to tell them what it is that we're going to be talking about.
Don't do it.
When you said it, I mean, you remember, I was like, oh shit, I used to do that. That works again. So even I had forgotten about this strategy. So that's how cool this stuff is, guys. I'm excited that and that's the thing about what I was going to say is I'm excited because this thing's working again, and that's the thing about the real estate market. Things come and go. Things that used to work are starting to work better again. They stopped working for a little while, and that's why you have to be on these training sessions so that you can find out what's working right now. So. Sean, I'm going to shut up. I'm going to put myself on mute, and I know you've got a ton of stuff to jump into, so I'm just going to shut up, and I'm going to let you take it away, man.
Sounds good, Joe, and I will happy to show your listeners exactly what we are talking about. So let's get into it.
All right, let's do it.
All right, so you guys ready to get started and learn about this new source of unlimited hidden deals? And I know you are chomping at the bit, wondering what the heck have these guys found? Well, you are in for a treat today, and I can tell you that what we will reveal on this call will literally be life-changing. And you know what? You might have heard that before, but the bottom line is you are going to freak out after you see what we've got together here for you. Now, I can tell you what you're going to learn is that I tripped across an interview online from this guy. I didn't know who he was. I found this audio clip. I don't know how you can't even remember how I found it, but I heard this guy talking about this source of deals that he's flipping. And he talked about a story of how he made over $100,000 in 4 months only working 5 hours a month. And it was just absolutely amazing. I was like, I have got to find this guy. I got to hunt him down. And that's what I did. I actually searched far and wide, and he shall be remain nameless because he does not want to have his identity actually shared. But so we're going to call him Mr. X. And I literally had the chance to speak with him, and he shared this information with me, and I mean, I was blown away because I've been in the business for a while, and I have never seen anything like you're going to see tonight. We also hunted down and found another gentleman by the name of Clint, which you'll hear from later today, and he turned $36, basically bought a house for $36, 22% of asking price, and turn around and sold it for $25,000. This is a crazy story to see exactly how he did it. Now, what I have done, and I kind of want to test it in my market, and I actually took this information and I applied it in my market here in Phoenix. And I went out in the past handful of months, basically 2 months now, I've applied this and made over $80,000 in net profit. Now, with no marketing expense whatsoever. And I was averaging anywhere from 5 to 10 deals. This has literally allowed me to do 10 to 15 deals a month with this unique technique or unique way of finding properties. It's crazy. So we're going to show you the exact website and method to get these deals, how you can pick them, literally pick them off this website and turn around and sell them sight unseen. And it's just crazy. Now, here's a quote from a gentleman who actually witnessed one of the webinars that we did to our own internal list. And within 4 days of implementing your strategies, I got a property under contract for 55% of asking price. I've never had such an amazing fast results from one method. Thank you so much. Now, I can tell you want to stay tuned to the end because we are basically releasing this right now to a small beta group that we're going to be working with and kind of sharing this method all over the entire country. And so you want to stay on so you can get that special invitation. And next thing, also pay special attention to Mr. X's secret strategy. Now, what he'll share is how he found a trend. And the trend in the marketplace allowed him to ride that trend and turn around and generate over $100,000 in net profit. Because he's going to share exactly, so you definitely want to listen to that. Now, I can tell you this, put all your distractions away and get out a notebook, because you are going to want to write down information. I can tell you, close the door, put the kids to bed, turn the TV off, because this will be one of the most crazy webinars you've seen. Now, Mr. X, I can tell you, like I said, he's made over $100,000 in net profit in the last 4 months. He does this part-time around his job, and he does not spend a dime on marketing. So you'll get to hear from him later today. So now, a little bit about me. I have completed over 500 real estate transactions, and here in Phoenix. I'm in the Phoenix market here, and like I said, I'm a wholesaler. Now, I've done buy and hold, and I've done land acquisition and stuff, but primarily my core business is wholesaling properties. Now, if you don't know what wholesaling properties is, it's literally where you can tie up a property, either on a contract or an option or whatever, and then you can turn around and sell that property for a higher price. So if you have a $100,000 property, you can tie it up for $50,000, and then you can turn around and sell it to a cash buyer for $60,000, right? And that you'll make the difference. The cash buyer will get a property at $60,000, it's below market. You'll get $10,000, and then the seller will get $50,000. Now, traditionally, in the wholesaling business, the secret is to generate leads. The more leads you can get, the more revenue you can make. Well, that's been my entire model, to become a great marketer, to go out and generate as many leads as I possibly can. Now, what you're going to learn is from this training is this requires no lead generation whatsoever. It completely blows out the door anything that you've heard about lead generation and marketing and websites and all this type of stuff. So it's when I first saw this, that's why I was so flabbergasted of how you can pick a property off a website without even looking at it and turn around and selling it. Now, I've done over $120 million in transactions, and I'm a full-time real estate investor. I make 90% of my income flipping houses. In real estate, this is what I do, and I can tell you this is what I love.
Hey, Sean, let me ask you a quick question. All those deals you've done in the past, how much were you spending on average a month in marketing to do those deals?
Well, I can tell you roughly anywhere from $5,000 to $10,000 a month on marketing.
$10,000.
Yeah.
Now, you're making money. It's a good investment. You're doing deals. But again, how much money did you spend to do these properties that we're going to be talking about here?
$0 in marketing.
That just blows me away. All right, yeah. Sorry to interrupt.
No problem. Well, I can tell you this. I love real estate. I love talking about real estate. My wife's a realtor, and we are completely we watch HGTV. It's like crazy. Our house is like real estate, fanatics. Anyways, for my love of real estate, I actually decided to start a podcast. Now, podcast is an audio where you can listen to it on your like iPhone or your iPod or whatever, even your BlackBerry. But for my love of real estate, I decided to start a podcast to help and teach other people and share my excitement about the business. And I was lucky enough to actually be featured by Steve Jobs in New and Noteworthy in iTunes. And I was completely blown away, completely humbled, I can tell you that. And I was in shock that happened. So that's the podcast in iTunes. And then I actually wrote a book on how to quit your job in 19 weeks or less by flipping houses. And I released it into Amazon for a Kindle for free. And because of the popularity, I'm literally getting anywhere from 800 to 1,200 downloads a day, and it's currently ranked in Amazon right now in the Kindle store, if you search real estate, as the #1 book, Kindle book for real estate in the Kindle store right now. So it's actually higher up than Rich Dad Poor Dad, which is pretty crazy. Also, if you search in iTunes and under iBooks for real estate, it's the #1 book in iTunes as well. Why? I have no idea, because I hate to write. I'm a terrible writer, but I guess people are loving it. But I can tell you this. In the podcast and in the book, I have not mentioned one peep to what you will learn here tonight. I had not mentioned one peep of what you will learn at all from this information. So now I can tell you, my co-host Joe, he came here and I heard him chime in there. But one reason why I definitely wanted to have him part of this business is because he has the ability of outsourcing his business. He has his business set up to where he can outsource 80% of the work, which is phenomenal. It's crazy because when I talk to Joe, he's either at the zoo with his family, he's in the car with his kids, he's either at the park with his kids, and it's amazing because he's built his business to where you can have the lifestyle, actually a better lifestyle, but also create the income too. So let's hear a little bit about Joe and his expertise.
Well, thanks, Sean. We met a little over a year ago, I think, and my expertise is just flipping lease options. I do a lot of those. Get a property under a lease option contract and then wholesale it. But through my friendship with Sean, I've always envying him because he's doing all these big deals. And then all of a sudden he calls me up and says, "Joe, you will not believe this." What are you talking about? He says, "I'm not telling anybody about this stuff." I said, "What?" And so he started explaining what this deal was, and he was telling me that his wife was telling him not to tell anybody about it either. And so I said, "You've got to do a podcast. We got to do something with this stuff. People need to know." So a few months later, twisting his arm, finally convinced him to do this. But I'm just excited about this because even though I flip lease options and I love what I do, this is a strategy just takes a couple hours a week. And I'm implementing it right now into my business, and I'm learning as we go through this process, as Sean's teaching this. But this is something I love outsourcing too, but I can actually implement this stuff in my business right now. And if I'm using my VAs and I'm training them how to do this stuff, it's not taking up any more time than what I'm doing right now already. And I'm not spending any more money on marketing. So I'm really excited about this. I'm honored to kind of co-host this webinar and the series of webinars with Sean. My role is going to be just kind of answering your questions. We already are getting a lot of questions in here. So we'll do our best to answer them. We may not get all of them. But, as we go through this process of this journey, I'm going to be reporting on my progress and sharing how I'm outsourcing this to my virtual assistants and show you what I'm doing. This is an exciting time. We still have, I've never seen a better time to invest in real estate right now. And there's never been a better time to invest on these properties like we're going to be showing you here. It's amazing. I'm excited.
Cool. Well, let's get into what it's not, right? Because it's not short sales. Has nothing to do with short sales. Has nothing to do with negotiating with the bank. Has nothing to do with, dealing with homeowners, which, people are afraid to deal with homeowners. Has nothing to do with that, which is great. There's so many regulation changes with short sales and deed restrictions and all this type of stuff, which this is not. It's not REOs. REOs where you actually submit offers on bank-owned properties and turn around and flip them. Well, guess what? It's not REOs. My wife's a realtor, and I would flood her with offers, all this paperwork, anywhere from 20 to 30 to 40 offers a week, and she would just be completely inundated with paperwork and talking to all the other agents, and finally she said, "Forget it, I'm done." She got sick of doing it. So it's not REOs.
And you also have, Sean, you also have seasoning issues with REOs, right?
Yeah, I mean, if you got Fannie and Freddie property, sometimes there's seasoning issues with it. There's deed restrictions on the property. You can't sell it for 91 days. Well, you know what? That's a hassle. Sometimes you don't know that right until you're down the closing, and guess what? The deal gets blown up.
Mm-hmm.
So, it's not motivated sellers, which now motivated sellers is near and dear to my heart because all that marketing that I've done between internet and yellow postcards, yellow letters, and all this stuff, and lists and all that marketing that I've done and spent money on every single month is to get motivated sellers, right? So I can get deals. Well, guess what? You don't have to do that. There is no motivated seller. That's why I love this so much. Next thing is there's no internet leads. You don't need websites. You don't have to build, sales funnels. You don't have to do pay-per-click advertising. You don't have to know search engine optimization, all those things to get your website ranked within Google. You don't have to do that when you use this. Now, next thing is bandit signs. Well, bandit signs are great. You get great leads, but here in Phoenix, I can tell you, you have to have a drill with you to drill in the ground because the ground is so hard. and also you have municipality issues as well.
Oh yeah.
With bandit signs. But I've done them, and you get leads off them, but it's not as easy as this. So next thing is bird dog deals, and that's primarily why I started the podcast, is to teach other bird dogs and work with them and help them to try to find deals. But I can tell you, nothing as easy as this. Bird dog deals, you have to be a leader. You have to answer a lot of questions. You have to take a lot of calls, and you have to look at a lot of properties. You're almost like a teacher as well. Now, lease options, Joe. Joe is the lease option man, and I know he loves it. And we're not saying not to do any of this stuff, right, Joe? It's just,
no.
But lease options, still have to deal with the homeowner, right?
If you're doing short sales, REOs, whatever, you can still do these deals. This is just a tool that fits in your tool belt that it just fits in nicely to anybody who is interested in wholesaling deals and making a lot of money. So yeah, this fits into my business model perfectly, Sean.
Yeah, and I think it's when it comes to that, is that if you're doing 2 deals a month, this will allow you to easily scale to 4 deals or 5 deals a month, because there is no increase in marketing. If you're doing 5 deals a month, you can easily get to 10 deals a month because there's no increase in marketing, no ad spend, and it does take such little time to go out and get these deals. Now, next thing is not MAPS. MAPS is seller financing, if you heard that. It's where you negotiate with the seller to keep an existing loan in place. You tie it up and turn around and sell it, either on a land contract or a subject to. I've done those. I do a lot of those, but it's not that. There is some difficulties in structuring those type of deals. It's also not note flipping. Why? Because I don't know a thing about note flipping, right? Not probate. Now, I love probate. But guess what? Probate deals are hard to get, because you have to turn around and figure out how to get the lead, how to sort through the data, and then you have to mail them consistently. Well, it's not probate deals, even though probate works. It's not inheritance. Inheritance properties are good, but it's not that. It's not Craigslist. So you're probably thinking the website that they're picking these properties off, it's got to be Craigslist or Backpage or eBay or something like that. Well, it's not that. It has nothing to do with Craigslist at all, or any of the other for sale by owner sites or anything like that. So it's not private money arbitrage, private money, it's not making any spreads on private money. It has nothing to do with that. It has nothing to do with tax deeds. Nothing to do with judgments and judgment spreads. Has nothing to do with backflipping properties. Has nothing to do with negotiating mortgages. Has nothing to do with dealing with actual sellers. You don't have to, and has dealing. And what's great about it, all these properties are vacant, every single one of them. All the properties are below market. All the properties are listed below market, and you don't have to worry with tenants or any of that type of stuff. So now, here's why it's so great. You don't have to have cash, and you don't have to have credit to do this. This is incredible. No one's going to ask you for your Social Security number, and you don't have to go raise funds to close on the deal. You don't have to do it, which is phenomenal. And the deals are plentiful, and there is a massive pipeline right behind it. That's why, when we told you, so listen, stay on to the end of this, because you're going to get a special invite to be part of a small beta group. We don't want this, all across, because guess what? There is a need right now for this, and it's phenomenal, and it'll continue to be a need for this. So check this out. It's very little competition. Most of the people that I have talked to, most of the people have no clue how to do this. So now I know you're going, what the heck is this guy talking about? You must be freaking out, and I know. Well, guess what? You're about to see it. Oh, yeah, and I forgot. Guess what? You can do this virtually all across the entire country. Meaning, if you're in Canada, you can go to this website, you can pick properties off this website, and you can turn around and sell them if you're in another country. You can sell properties in other cities. You can sell properties in other markets if you want, which is great. And you don't have to have anybody on the ground to deal with anything and talk to the seller and, trying to do virtual wholesaling in other markets. You have to go meet the seller and sit down and take a bunch of pictures and get the information. You get buyers over there, schedule times to go in. Here you don't have to do it. You can literally pick it off the site, turn around and sell it. I have sold many properties completely sight unseen and sold them and made huge profits. So let's get into it. You guys ready?
Yes.
You ready? I know people are going, what is it? Okay, well, we're going to get into it right now. Here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, Boom! Let's see it right here. We're going to go, bam! The HUD Home Store. HUD Homes. You're going, what? Now, I can tell you this. I knew about HUD Homes way back when, but they recently just revamped their website to where you can go on here in all 50 states, pick properties off this website. It takes less than 5 minutes to bid on the property, and you can turn around and you'll have an acceptance within less than 24 hours. You can tie the property up, and you've got 45 days to sell the sucker. And all these properties are priced way below market anyways. They're lower than bank-owned properties, and they will accept bids at 22 cents on the dollar, like you'll hear from Clint, 55 cents on the dollar, like the gentleman you heard from John at the beginning there. You heard bids at 60 cents on the dollar, and these are already below market deals. Now, I can tell you the pipeline of HUD Homes is massive. They have tons of backlog shadow inventory that is just putting it out. There are new deals on this website every single day that you can bid on. And I'm telling you, I'm going to show you right now, and you're going to learn basically how to navigate the site, and I'm going to actually take you into the property. I'm going to take you behind the scenes on this thing. I'm going to show you the properties that I have bid on, how I have sold them, and I'm actually going to do a live bid right now in front of you so you can see it. Now,
well, this is amazing, Sean, because unlike bidding on REOs, we have to worry about getting blacklisted, do you? I mean, you don't have to worry about making a bunch of agents upset.
No. You can bid on the home. I have bid on homes every single day, and I raise my bid $5, and it doesn't matter. There's a computer on the other side that generates the bids. HUD has a threshold, and they try to determine what they have, and boom, you either get accepted or you don't. And guess what? You can bid the next day, and it doesn't matter.
And you get a couple days. You're going to. I know I'm jumping ahead, but you also get a couple days before you have to send in the contract and your earnest money deposit.
Yeah. And the other thing that's cool is about this too is that let's say you go to your state or you go to your county where properties are. If there's only a couple properties on there, what's great about it is you can do this virtually because all these properties here are on the MLS and they have lockbox access. They're vacant, and if you do it virtually, you have the agent in that town that can be working for you that's going to get paid. But we're getting ahead of ourselves, so let's get into this right here. Right now, and first off, you have a map. This is the map of the entire state. Now, let's say Joe. Joe is from St. Louis, Missouri, so if we're going to go to Missouri, right here, guess what? He's got 391 potential properties. Now, we're not going to go into his county or anything like that, but 391 properties that he could potentially bid on. Now, let's look at it right here. Now,
well, those are, why don't you go to investor properties there, Sean?
Yeah, let's go. Now, okay, so let's go through this. This is Missouri. You got county. You can do search from price range, bedroom, bath. You can actually get your searches saved. You go buyer type right here. Glad you said that, Joe. But you can go owner occupant, right? Investor, good neighbor, government agencies, nonprofit. Now, we can only bid on investor properties. That's when the property has been on the market for over 30 days. So now we're going to go search here. Okay, and there's 249 listed properties in his state for these. Now, if you can see this right here means that the listing is selling agent, they get a minimum commission of $12.50 because obviously it's a $9,360 property. That's crazy, dude. Yeah. And then extended means it's to all bidders, right? And then let's say we're going to click in and we wanted to bid on this property. We wanted to look at it, right? Well, look at here's the bid time of how many hours are left. Right there, you can bid on it. It's great because it has pictures of the property for you right there, and you can actually see the property. This is a pretty beautiful property for $9,000.
I would probably not bid on this one, but go ahead.
Yeah, it has all the addendums here, right? It has like lead-based paint. It has any repair estimates. This right here is actually they actually do inspections on the property. A map. It shows a map of the property, which is great, of exactly where it is, a satellite view, a hybrid view, and it has agent info right here of all the information. Now, I'm going to show you who can bid and when you can bid on the properties, but Let's go back here. But here, these are all the different things. It has the price on there. And then it has the date listed. Now, there's some strategic things you can do to get these suckers way below market. I mean, that's what we kind of show you and we'll get into here. But the bottom line is here. Look, check this out. This is Missouri. Now, you can go to your state. You might have a lot or a little. It doesn't matter because, remember, you can do this virtually all across the country. Now, let's talk about, real quick, who can bid. Now, there's a public. You can register for the site for free. There's public, and then there's bidder. Now, to be a bidder, you have to be a NAID registered broker. Okay, what does that mean? That means you have to have an agent do the bidding for you. And we're going to show you exactly how easy it is to do the bidding. You don't have to fill out any contracts. You don't need paperwork. You don't need proof of funds. You don't need earnest money. You don't need any of that type of stuff to place a bid on the property. And you will know within less than 24 hours if your bid is accepted or not. So let's talk about NAID registered brokers here. If we're going to find a broker, it's very simple. So let's pick a state. Let's pick Missouri because that's where Joe's at. Joe, what's your zip code?
63366.
All right, so I'm punching in the zip code there. Boom. Let's check it out. Well, look at, he has 11 brokers within his zip code. Now, what you would do is this, is that you would call up this broker. Now, these are the brokers. Now, what happens is a broker has agents that work for them. So you would call up. This would probably go to an office number. And what you do is say, hey, I'm looking to bid on HUD Homes. Who is your newest, brand new real estate agent that's just getting started? Now, you're looking for a new real estate agent, someone that's just getting started that would be happy to be able to bid on these homes for you. That's how easy it is to turn around and find someone in your particular area. And these guys, guess what? They're getting paid commission from HUD. They get paid from HUD, okay? So what's great about it is you don't have to pay them. They're essentially working for you, but HUD pays them their check, pays them the commission for doing that. All right, so now let's get into these properties here. I'm going to take you inside. Now, my wife is a real estate agent, and she works for an NAID registered broker. She hangs her license under an NAID registered broker, right? So she can log me in. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to have her log me in for example purposes here. And we're going to actually go in and bid on a property right now. I'm going to show you exactly how it's done. But what happens is 99 or 100% of the time, she just submits the bids for me. And basically, how do you do it? Is you can go into a property. Let's say if we go back to Joe's state, we go to Missouri here. And you go in here, you just scrape, you just turn around and copy the address right there and the information or the case number, and you can send it via email to your broker and then put your bid amount. And then they will in turn turn around and bid on the properties for you. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you for example purposes how to go out, how easy it is and simple it is to bid on these properties. Then we're going to talk about a couple different strategies as well, how to bid on it. Okay, so I'm in Arizona. Okay, and I'm going to go to here, recent searches. I'm going to go search in Maricopa County, Arizona. Right, and look at, there's 24 different listings. Now, I'm going to find a property here, and I haven't looked at this today, so I'm going to see if there's anything potentially good. Gilbert's a good area. $124,000 for a 3-bed, 2-bath, not bad. You got Chandler, it's a little high. Now I'm looking for something where I know where either I know the area or the price point. Now I usually stay out of Buckeye, Ocotillo, Glendale. This one right here. This is First Clover. Here we go. Red Mountain, Glendale. See, this is a newer built house right here. Let's bid on this one. Looks good. Okay, so this house right here, this is a newer built house, right? They did an appraisal date 10/13. They think it's worth $93,000. They have it listed for $81,000, right? And it's an insured escrow. That means HUD will actually insure it, right? And then there's uninsured escrows. That means where it has too much repairs that they won't insure it. Okay, it's a year built, 1987, square feet, 1970. This looks like a good house. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to look through the pictures real quick.
Sean, it says period deadline. What is that? December 5th.
Where?
right below listing period, on the right, above list price.
Above list price.
Period deadline. Just, yeah, what is that?
Period deadline. Actually, I don't know what that is. Period deadline. I've never seen that before.
I've not seen that before either. Is that new for this house? Unique to this house?
You know, I don't know. Here's your bid deadline. It says 9 hours, 58 minutes. Goes is when you can bid on these, but I'm not sure what that period deadline is. But who knows?
All right.
Maybe that's until they lower it, but I don't think they're going to give you that data. All right, so let's go in here and figure out, first off, we're going to do comps on it, right? Let's figure out what the sucker, figure out the area. Now, I haven't looked at this property before. I'm just kind of taking it off the site here. So we're going to kind of discover this together. I told you it was going to kind of be a... Now, it shows pending here. So what happens is it probably went pending. Now, I'm using Redfin. This is redfin.com. This is in certain areas. They have Redfin. Certain areas they don't. But this has been on the market for 227 days. That's good. Okay, that's good because it's been on the market for a while. Now, what I love about Redfin, you actually can go into the property. It can tell you the details. It says HUD home, very nice, large. They have more pictures on here. And then it can give you, tells you a Google map of the property, where it's located. And this is located...
Now, if people don't have Redfin, it's not available in every state, but there are other sites like Zillow and Trulia that you can get this from, right?
Yep. Yeah, look at this listing history. This was listed back in November. Price change, delisted, canceled, active, up to 90, price change. So this is $81,000. They've had that since May of 2011. Well, the market has shifted since May, I can tell you that. This is a good deal. I have a feeling. So now what you do on Redfin is you take this, and I'm going to get rid of condos, townhouses, multifamily, land, and other. And I'm just going to see what's going on in the neighborhood. I'm going to zoom out a little bit. Now check this. See this right here? Pending, 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 pending. $81,000 for 1,900 square feet, right? So I'm going to sort it by price. And we've got $1,300 for this house, which is older. And I'm going to go up and look at here. So if you look at here, we get a 1,900 for 74,000. But see this right here? This is a short sale. So this means that they have it listed, but it's a short sale, but it probably hasn't been approved yet for 1,900 square feet, and it looks like an older house. We've got 1,700 square foot here. 75,000 for this one. That's 1,600. 79, and here's our house right here, which is newer built, 1987, 81,000, up to 114. Now I'm going to go to solds. Now you can check the sold records as well. I'm going to go down here, update search. It can kind of give you the sold. So it looks like up to solds, they got 1,600 square feet for 120, 107. Okay. Now, in this market here in Phoenix, I can tell you it's a pretty hot market right here. I know I can sell this if I get it under market because there's a lot of pendings in the area for below list price. Okay. I can sell this below list price. Where is the property? Oops. It is for 81. So there's a property. That's a nice looking property right there. So I know if I market this below the list price, I can do it. So what I'm going to do is, right here, is I have what's called a HUD offer spreadsheet that we use. And what this does right here is I'm going to put 81,000. And that what this will do is give you a percent of offer price. And I can tell you this is that HUD works on thresholds, meaning you would want to bid 20, instead of 25% of list, you'd want to bid 26%, 1% over that threshold, okay? So you do 55, instead of 55, you do 56%, or you do 61%, or 66%. So what you want to do is bid the percentage of the threshold. So in this particular case, I'm going to bid 86, and here's the bid price, here's closing costs. Now, if you have, and we can talk about transactional funding, but we'll talk about that in a second. Acquisition cost, right, plus profit. So if I want to make a $10,000 profit on it, that my sell price would be 81. That's going to be at list price. Now, I don't want to sell it at 81. I want to sell it less than that. So I'm going to lower my bid to 81%, and now I'm going to sell it at 76. Now, I'd be comfortable selling this property at $76,000. Okay. So my bid now is $65,610. Right? So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back. I'm going to put submit an offer. All right? So now I'm going to go here, and here's the offer page. I'm going to go to Selling Broker, and it's going to ask for the NEID number, and it's going to ask for the real estate license number. Now, again, for example purposes, I'm using my wife's information here, but I'm going to go to, where am I going to go to? Don't save. Where's my sheet here? Okay. So now I've got this. I'm going to copy that, and I'm going to go, bam, paste. I'm going to go back here. I'm going to grab the license number, copy, boom, paste right here, and I've got 2XCP. I think that's an O, but we'll see. Yep, it is. Okay, so you have to put in that crazy little number, and then what we're going to do here is here's your actual bid submission page. Right? It's real quick. So now we're going to say we're paying cash, and we're going to put our bid price in. So our bid price now we got right here, $65,610. So let's put in here $65,610 tab. Right? We're going to put here. This says seller concessions. Do we want HUD to pay concessions for us? Well, here you want to put 0. The answer is no. Here's the commission that the agent who is listing the property, or not listing, who is putting the bids in for you. Remember I said that HUD pays the agent? Well, think about it. If you have an agent that now it's working for you, right, that you talked up, he's going to get paid $1,968 when you flip this thing. Well, guess what? If he can turn around, he can provide information. He can let your buyers into the property if he wants. He can get you in the property if he wants. And if you're doing this virtually, you're going to have that agent on the ground that can show the property to your buyers. Because guess what? They're making a commission from HUD to do it. So now you're going to put investor, and you're going to put, this is very important, put may hold such offer for backup. I'm going to show you a deal here shortly, that a deal that if you wouldn't have pressed this button right here, hold for a backup offer, then I wouldn't have got the deal. Okay? So now what I do here is I go to business, because I'm going to be putting it in as a business, and I'm going to go, here's my EIN, copy, and paste it real quick.
This is what your broker, your NAID broker does, so
yep,
don't worry about remembering how to do all of this stuff.
Yep, your broker will do it, but so you know how easy it is. I'm going to California. This is my put in my California house there. 85926.
Yeah, go ahead and rub it in, Sean. You've got a house on the beach in Dana Point, California, folks.
Flipping HUDs. All right, so here's the bid confirmation page right here. Okay, here's the bid. It tells the property address. This is the case number, the HUD case number. Here's the list price. Here's my bid price. Right here. Here's that I don't want any concessions. Here's the commission getting paid to my agent, which is my wife, who she would get paid from HUD. And this is right here is the information right here is getting paid to the listing agent. So this is the net number to HUD. This is the most important part right here. This HUD, all they care about. So their computer will register this number, and if this number is higher than any other bids and meets their threshold, they will accept the bid, and you will be the winning bidder, and you'll find out with less than 24 hours. Here's all this information right here. I'm going to go down. I'm going to check this box, and I'm going to say, yes, I agree to their terms and conditions, yada, yada, and I'm going to go, bam, confirm bid. Now, if you look at this right here, now my bid is in, okay? Now here, there's 14 other bidders that bid against me on this property so far at this time frame. So 14 other bidders have bid on this particular property. So I'm here at 65, and I will know within 24 hours if I get this or not. Now, I'm going to go show you now the bids I got accepted over the last couple months and what this looks like. This is in the back side of, inside of the HUD website where you can actually review all the bids. So I'm going to do search. Now check this out. See right here? Sealed bid. This is the bid I just accepted. There's the $61,000. If I click into the property there, I can have all the information. Mountain View Road, here's Glendale, addendums, agent info. Now, what's cool about this is that let's say you change your mind and you want to back out of the bid. You can back out of this bid if you want. You can cancel your bid if you want. And HUD has some great videos to show you exactly how to do that. But let's go into accepted. See, this is SB, means it's a sealed bid. AC means that your bid is accepted, and you'll get an email confirmation from HUD that will send it. UR is under review. I don't know why they're still reviewing that. OBS is other bid selected. Now, remember I told you to check that little box as a backup offer? Well, if another other bid is selected and for some reason they do not send in their contracts and their information, well, what happens? They'll revert to you as the backup. Or let's say they go in and they don't close on the property. They'll revert to you as the backup, and all of a sudden you get an email that you get a property accepted. That's what happened to me just recently in the past couple of days. I'm going to tell you about it here shortly. So now let me go through, and I'm going to select all the. Now check out this: 121 bids that that my wife actually submitted for me here. Right? Out of 121 bids, I'm going to go to accepted bids. I'm going to go boom. It's thinking. Still thinking. All right, so now, right here is 11 bids that have all been accepted, okay? Now, these have come recently, that recently got accepted, so I'm in the process of putting those on the site and getting these sold. But all these other properties, right here, 8 of these other properties, I have sold and generated over $80,000 in net profit by just picking these properties off the site and turn around selling them sight unseen because all the information's there. All the pictures are there. Everything you need is there to sell the property. So now I'm going to go into property real quick. This one, or this one. I think it's this one right here. This particular property was other bid selected, okay? And I think it's on Magnolia. Right here. This property was other bid selected, and I didn't get it. And then all of a sudden I got an email a couple days ago basically saying, hey, you got the property. I was like, holy cow, I can't even remember bidding on it. I went back, I looked at it, and I thought it was a marginal deal. Okay, I thought it was a marginal deal. So I said, okay, what happens with now, once you have a bid accepted, let me take you through the process real quick. Once you have a bid accepted, then what you do is you have 48 hours to FedEx out the contract. Now, your agent's going to help you write the contract. Very simple. It's easy. Now, you have to do it specifically, but you can fill out your contract. And then you will send an earnest money check along with that to HUD. Now, if the accepted bid amount is $50,000 and under, then your cashier's check you'll need is $500. It's made out to HUD. If it's $50,000 and over, it's going to be $1,000 as the earnest money. And then once they take that in, and it's free of any errors or omissions on the contract, they will send it to a title company, escrow officer, or closing agent, and then you have 45 days from that point to turn around and sell the property. Now, a couple key important things. One, what if you don't have $500 to $1,000? What's great about this is that typically when you are bidding on REO homes or putting offers on REO homes, you have to have a proof of funds, and you're going to have a money right there on the spot to turn around and a check or something like that to be able to submit offers on these deals, right? And you're not going to know if you're going to get it or not. Well, here, when it comes to if you don't have $500 to $1,000, right, you have a property. You have the bid amount accepted. You have it under contract, and it's easy to go raise money to do it. I actually have a local bird dog here that got a property under contract. He called me up and said, "Oh, I can't believe it! I got a bid accepted. Holy cow! What do I do?" I said, "Hey, it's a good deal. It's a great deal." And he goes, "Well, I don't have the $1,000." So he said he turned around. He talked to a friend. He borrowed $1,000. He turned around. We sent out the contract. He got it accepted. And turned around and sold it within 48 hours for a $10,000 profit. So he was super excited. I helped him through the whole entire process of exactly how it works. So he was excited to do it. But the bottom line is this: is that you have a deal that you can turn around and show people and say, "Hey, I got a smoking deal. Loan me the $1,000. I'll double it once we close the property." Now, HUD will give you a 15-day inspection period, but let me be clear, is that when they're working with investors, there is no guarantee that you're going to get your money back within that 15-day inspection period. I have heard people that have got their money back with a good, reasonable reason why. They've got an inspection and they found something and they don't like it. But my rule of thumb is this, is that do not send the earnest money check until you know that you have a good deal. You've had something that's a good deal, okay? So now, let me show you this property. I didn't know I had a good deal. I thought it was a good deal, but I didn't know it was a good deal. So I was a little hesitant of sending them a $1,000 cashier's check because I didn't know if I had a deal or not. So what I did, and I'll actually show you the property. Here's my website at phoenixwholesalehomes.com. I'm going to go to sold inventory here.
And just to be clear, you're wholesaling these to cash buyers, and you do have cash buyers. You have a pretty good list, buyers list, but these deals, you're getting them. The reason why it's so important to look at those comps, Sean, correct me if I'm wrong, that you're looking at what actives are selling for, what solds have sold for. You're looking to see what similar homes have sold for, and you want to make sure you're lower than anybody else. And if they are, you're not having any problem finding cash buyers.
Right. No, yeah, I'm not having a problem finding cash buyers at all if they're priced, if I can price them below other REOs. If I, now typically REO homes or the lowest comps in the neighborhood, those typically go to cash, cash buyers. They typically go to cash buyers that buy those up. And if there's not a lot of activity and not a lot of pending properties or a lot of sold properties, I'd probably steer away from that particular neighborhood. But in this case, this was other bid accepted. This particular property right here, I got other bid accepted. Not a bad house. And let me show you. Right here, our bid was accepted for $74,219. That was my bid amount on this property, right? $74,219. That was literally 91% of list price. Okay. Now, if I take this address and I put it into Redfin here. You see it shows pending, listed for 82. Now I'm going to show you why I was just a little bit nervous about this deal. Right here. Now there's a lot of pendings. 82 was still pretty low for the property, but then you have one at 80, 82 here, here's one at 84. Now there's a lot of pendings, but there's still a lot of available properties in here. Now if I go to sold records, sold records go from 56, 60s, 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 70s for even 2,000 square feet, 75, 80s, here to even higher to 117. So let's put it this way. I was nervous about this deal. I wasn't 100% sold that I could get this sucker sold to a cash buyer for this particular property. So what I did is I put it on my website before I had to send in my earnest money in cashier's check. And here it is right here. I put it on the website. There's the pictures. I put it out for $79,000. So, remember my bid amount here was $74,000, but with closing costs of maybe $75,000. So $79,000, that's not a lot of profit, $4,000 to make a profit on it. But I said, hey, let's just see if I can get the sucker sold. So I tested it. So I put it out to market at $79,000. I'm going to tell you what happened. This is before I actually sent in my contract, right? I had a winning bid, but I haven't even sent my contract in yet. So what I did is I put it out. I sent an email out to some of my buyers, and I got 3 contracts on it with less than 24 hours, all for full price, cash, to close in 7 days. Right?
Now, Sean, if you don't, that's amazing. And if you don't have a website, though, you don't have a huge buyers list, what could you do? You could call around, find similar homes that have sold, and call the realtors that brought those buyers, or you could call even buyers themselves who bought those homes and just get on the phone and call them about this deal, right?
Well, and the other thing, too, is with the small beta group we're working with, we show you specifically how to go out and find rabid cash buyers. We show you how to do it. And you have those cash buyers in hand, and you know what they want before you ever place your bid on a property, okay? So I have an idea of what my buyers want, right? But I was just not as 100% confident on the price of what this could be, what I could sell it for. So, with this small beta group, we teach the small group exactly how to go out and find these cash buyers and exactly what to do prior to any bidding whatsoever. So anyways, on this particular case, I was not confident that I could do it, but I had 3 offers within 24 hours for the property. So what I did was, as I went back to each offer, this was yesterday morning, I went back to each offer and said, hey, I want highest and best, and give me your highest and best. So they came back with the highest and best on this property for $84,000, highest and best. They went and opened escrow yesterday. I went yesterday and got my broker to sign it, or my wife's broker to sign the contract, and FedExed it out. And we'll be opening escrow either tomorrow or early next week. And I'm going to push to get this sucker closed quick. But what's great about it is I had the accepted bid. I didn't know if it was a deal or not. Now, what's great about it is we tell you specific times to bid during the week. Like if you bid on Thursday, that means you don't have to get your paperwork until Tuesday. You have the whole weekend to stick the property on Craigslist, to talk to your cash buyers, to do whatever you want to do and try to get the sucker sold before you have to commit to it. Which is great. Now, if you're confident in the price, just submit. This is the only one I wasn't really confident in, and I hesitated, and I put it out on the site just to test the market and see what the market will bear, and actually sold it quickly. Okay? So now, that's how you submit a bid. That's it. That's how you submit a bid. It's that simple. It takes less than 5 minutes to turn around and do it. With these accepted bids, like I said, I mean, I've turned around and sold them. I've got other properties are doing it. Now, let me talk to you real quick about proof of funds. When you submit your contract, you'll have your contract. You're going to have to submit a proof of funds, and you're going to submit your cashier's check, and that's the package that will go out to the asset manager to make sure you get the deal for sure. So people go, oh, my gosh, how do I get a proof of funds? Well, here's the proof of funds that I have used on 100% of my transactions. You put an email in. Watch out, Joe, watch how you do this. This is crazy. Put my company in. I put the address in. What I'm going to put, okay, we're going to put Magnolia. I'm going to copy that. I'm going to go to proof of funds. I'm going to go to paste. I'm going to go amount. Now, what you want to do is put the amount higher, right? So at 74, so I'm going to put it at 76 for my proof of funds. Right? And I'm going to check the little box that says, yes, I agree. And I'm going to go, boom! Bam! There's my proof of funds right there. I have used this letter on 100%. It took me 5 minutes. And you just print it out, and you send it in with your contract, and bam, that's your proof of funds. You get accepted, then you get 45 days to sell this. Isn't this nuts? I mean, it's like the craziest thing. Now, there's no resale restrictions. There's no deed restrictions on these. You can flip these, and then a person can come in, they can buy them, they can fix them, and they can turn around and sell them. There's no restrictions or anything, which is phenomenal, like they are on short sales and stuff like that. All right, now let's get into got to hear from Clint now, and then we're going to get into Mr. X and talk about him. But Joe, we got to hear about this guy. $36. He bought a property, 22% off the HUD website, 22% of list price. He actually got it for $36 and turned around and sold it for $25,000. So, Joe, see if you can find Clint on there. I know there's 50 million people on there, but if you can find him, that'd be great.
Yeah. Hold on a second here.
I just unmuted you, Clint. Can you hear us?
I can hear you, man.
Hey, Clint, what's up, Big Daddy?
Hey, what's going on, guys?
I am super excited. I'm telling you, this is one of the greatest opportunities. It's so much fun of bidding on house, and it's so exciting. It's almost like you get to bid on the property, and then you can't sleep at night because you got a present. Did you get accepted? You wake up the next morning, and you're going, "Did I get accepted?" And then you get accepted, and you're like, "Woo!" So you're excited. So you just got one accepted today, didn't you?
Yeah, just got another one accepted today. And you pretty much described it right there. I just check my emails in the morning, and like you said, they usually respond to them before 1 o'clock. So I think I put in the bid last night, and I got that acceptance today about 11 o'clock. So, yep.
You're pretty pumped, huh?
I'm pretty pumped about it, man. Pretty pumped.
Okay, so let's talk.
I was going to say, it's not even one near where I live. It's probably about 3 hours away from me. But I've got a friend that lives up in Indianapolis that checked it out for me, and he said it's an absolute deal. So pretty excited about it, man.
Okay, so we have to talk about your infamous deal where you literally bought a property for $36 and sold it for $25,000, and it's a HUD deal. So take me through that transaction and how you found it on, and you found it on the HUD website, you bid on it, and what happened?
Yeah, it was a property that I was tracking for a while, and I was just kind of going back and forth, throwing in bids, and just finally threw in one. I probably made 4 or 5 different bids on it before I got mine actually accepted, and I was kind of going back and forth, playing around with it.
Right.
And finally, the final purchase price was roughly $2,800 is where I got the bid accepted.
Okay.
But the funny thing is, on that property, here in Indiana, the property taxes are paid in arrears, so basically they give you a property tax credit at closing.
Now, what was the list price for?
Oh man, I wish I knew that. I thought it was for. I figured up the percentage, and I remember it being like 20% is what I got where I got the actual property under contract for. So I think it was like $13,000 or $14,000 that the list price was.
So you bid 20%. I know you're a numbers guy from talking to you.
Yeah.
And so you actually bid 20% of the actual list price, and you got a winning bid at $2,800. There was a property tax credit for how much?
The property tax credit was for, I think, a little over $1,600.
Right.
So the actual property was assessed at $81,000. So they figured the property tax rate off of that $81,000, and that's why the property taxes were so much. But
right.
Yeah, they actually gave me a tax credit of, I think it was like $1,600. And then since I'm actually a licensed real estate agent under my broker, I got another $1,250 at closing. And so after basically, yeah, it was pretty crazy. So after, at closing I had to come, basically with, I forget the exact numbers, but after getting back the commission check and everything said and done, the net that I came out of pocket on that was about $36. So it was pretty crazy.
Nice.
So you got this property for $36, right? It essentially has an $80,000 assessed value. You got it for 20% of the list price. And then what did you do? So now you essentially owned it for $36. What did you do with it?
Actually, I put it on Craigslist right after I bought it, and I probably got, I don't know how many calls on it, but one of my friends' friends called me on it, and I kind of felt sorry for the guy, and so I actually sold it to him on a contract sale for $25,000, and he actually gave me a $1,000 deposit right away, and he's paying me $400 a month, and I'm just gonna basically, cash flow it over time. Funny thing is, I probably could have gotten a lot more out of that property, but I actually just sold it to a friend of mine, or a friend of mine, and just kind of owner financed it for him. But
okay, so you found a guy who wanted the property. You found had a little charity there and gave it to him at a lower price, and literally you took $1,000 down, so you have zero money out of pocket now on the property, and you're plus almost $900 or so. And so now you turn around, you sold it for $25 on a land contract. For someone that doesn't really know what that is, that basically you sell the property with seller financing. So he created a note because he owned it essentially free and clear. And now this guy is paying monthly payments of how much?
$400 a month.
So you're getting $400 a month cash flow with zero money out of pocket, literally. Actually, you're at plus $900, plus you're getting $400. That's insane. Now, because you did it on a land contract, it's not like a rental. A land contract means he's basically taking care of everything, right? He's taking care of any type of repairs. He's not calling you for the plumbing, and you're just holding the payment, which is the best way to do it.
Exactly. You're not paying for insurance. You're not paying for property taxes. The buyer's paying for that. So it's basically $400 a month cash flow.
I mean, and that alone could be an unbelievable strategy to be able to buy properties for literally next to nothing, and you could get 1,000 down, 2,000 down, 5,000 down to cover your complete costs. Sell it for close to retail, and then just in turn around and get the cash flow on the property. I mean, imagine if you had 10 properties where you did that. You had no money out of pocket, and you had $400 a month coming in. Some people on this call right now would be ecstatic to make $4,000 a month on autopilot without waking out of bed, without having no money invested out of pocket. Isn't that? That's
pretty phenomenal.
That is pretty phenomenal. Well, Clint, thank you so much. I wanted you to tell that story because when I heard it, I was like, you've got to be kidding me. Actually, Nathan Jurwitz is the one who told me about you. He goes, you got to talk to this guy, and it was like, holy cow! So, Nathan, I want to thank you. Thank you.
Real quick, that other deal I was going to tell you about that one. Just closed that one last week, but bought that house for $3,800. Got another tax proration credit. It was only for a couple bucks. The tax proration credit on it. Also got a commission check on it, and then wholesaled it to a cash buyer for $15,000. So I made about $13,000 on that particular flip, and that was
okay. So what was that one listed for?
That one was listed for I think $13,000. So I actually sold it above list price.
So it was listed for $13,000, and you sold it for $30,000? Or no, you got it under contract for $30,000. What did you get under contract for?
For $3,800.
Oh, $3,800. I thought you said $38,000. I was like, holy cow. And what did you sell it for?
Sold it for $15,000.
I got you. Okay, I'm a little slow. Sorry. One thing great about this business, you don't have to be super brilliant, which is phenomenal doing. So you got it for $3,800, sold it for $15,000, and it was listed for $13,000. So holy cow! And you made a clean profit on that one. That's awesome.
Pretty sick.
That is
pretty exciting, man. It definitely.
Yeah, it is. It's kind of like a little hidden world that people don't really know. I mean, when I started searching for people doing HUD, not many people know about it. It's kind of like this underground secret that nobody knows about.
Yeah.
Except for the people who don't know.
Yep.
So, cool. Well, thank you so much for your time, Clint. I greatly appreciate it, and we are going to hear more of your strategies in the future, aren't we?
I think I just muted him, actually. Sorry.
All right, sounds good.
Thank you, Clint.
Perfect. All right, now let's dive in right now to Mr. X. I'm so excited to have you hear from him. You've got to hear a story. The $100,000 Mr. Elusive Mr. X. And I got to tell you this, he does not want to have his name revealed. But what we did is we had a phone conversation with him and recorded it, and he spilled some unbelievable details on a strategy that he uses that to get his deals at 30 to 40 cents on the dollar in a competitive market. And you're going to be shocked because it's a phenomenal strategy, and he's also going to tell his story. So let's go to Mr. X right now.
All right, this is Sean Terry, and I've got Mr. X on the line, the elusive Mr. X. And I can tell you, we had to dig to every corner of the earth to find this guy. I am super excited to have him on the line. He's going to share some unbelievable stuff real quick with you to give you an idea of the potential for flipping HUD homes. So, Mr. X, how you doing today?
I'm doing fine. How about yourself?
Rocking and rolling, buddy. I'm so glad that you're able to spend some time with us on the call. So let's talk about some HUDs, HUD homes. So we're not going to talk about it, and we're not going to talk about who you are, just for the fact that I know you want to keep this for privacy reasons, so you don't want to have competitors coming in your market. But let's talk about how much money have you made in the past 4 months using your strategies on flipping HUD homes?
Well, Sean, first I want to say that that y'all are doing a very good thing here, and I appreciate y'all contacting me because I'm willing to share the information. But I made close to $100,000 working the business part-time, exclusively flipping HUD homes.
Okay. Wow. So, hundreds. Now you have a full-time job. Is that correct?
Yes, I have a full-time job. I work 40 hours a week. And, I have a family. I've got a wife and 3 kids. And plus,
wow.
I coach various youth sports. So you can imagine how my schedule is right now.
Okay. So for time commitment, over the last 4 months, how much time do you think you've actually committed to, to the actually flipping these houses?
Well, not very much. Of course, to make a HUD bid takes about 5 minutes. Then, of course, your real estate agent can make it for you. And it takes about 5 minutes, punching in some numbers, get your agent to punch in those numbers. And then they get an email the very next day saying that you got the bid. And then at that time, you've got 2 days to figure out if you want that house or not, and turn in your earnest money and get the contracts off to the asset manager of that particular property. So I want to say, man, I want to say 20 hours maybe.
Wow. So 20 hours in the past 4 months working part-time around your job, flipping HUD houses, making offers, takes 5 minutes. All right. Now, when it comes to, did you have to write a check for these properties, or these properties that you had? Did you have to spend marketing money on them? Did you have to, come in with the, a couple $100,000 or whatever the cost is to close the deal, or is it something you can use like transactional funding? Give us an idea of your cash commitment to make that $100,000 roughly.
Well, you certainly can use transactional funding. HUD requires that if you do make a cash offer, typically, for instance, their offer category, it says cash and or conventional financing. That's not, FHA financing. So you can submit a transactional funding letter. That should be fine. Or you can submit, let's say, yourself or partners, let's say bank account, to show that you have the cash available. Depending on what the bid price is, where I'm located, if it's $50,000 and below, HUD would require that when you send off the contracts, that you submit a $500, cashier's check. And if it's $50,000 or above or something like that, $51,000, you submit $1,000, cashier's check.
Yeah, that's what it is here for Phoenix as well. Yeah, Phoenix is the same thing. I think it's pretty universal across the country for that. Okay, and that's amazing. That can be done, and there's no resale restrictions, right? It's something where you could literally close on it today and sell it same day, and you don't have to wait for 90 days. You don't have to hold it for 6 months or whatever. You can literally flip these deals simultaneously.
Yeah, that is correct, and I guess that's a segue to go into what I've done and give you a case study, so to speak, or give you an example of a deal. So, what's your favorite deal that you've done recently? Well, I did a deal last month to where HUD had a property listed in the 80s. This property had been on the market for some time. I want to say it had been on the market over 200 days, if I'm not mistaken.
Right.
And what took place was HUD had the property listed for the 80s. I came in and just made a lowball bid for 40. HUD accepted my offer for 40.
So it was listed. It was listed for 80, and you bid 40. So literally 50 cents on the listing price.
Exactly, and the interesting thing about this particular house was that it had started out. I think the price that started out at actually I'm on my computer right now looking at it. The price that it started out at, around 120, somewhere around there, and it of course progressively decreased. And then at the time I made my bid, it was listed at in the 80s, and I got it for 40. And then
now,
what happened was,
how many offers did you have to make? I mean, did you make one at like 35, make it 25, make it, you know, how many times were you going after that property? You have to bid like 6 or 7 times, or you saw it, you saw the numbers, you saw how long it was listed, and you make your bid?
Yeah, I used a certain criteria that I had in place, and you know, I must have bid on this house, you know, maybe 8 times or so.
Gotcha.
And pretty much, you know, my bid was around the same price, you know, give or take $5,000, somewhere in that range.
Gotcha. Okay, so you bid 40, and they accepted. Were you surprised they accepted?
Yes, I was very shocked they did accept it. Yes,
yeah,
but I was shocked, but I wasn't too shocked because my real estate agent had logged on to the MLS at the office that she works at and let me sit there, and we had discovered that there were some other properties sold fairly cheap, so we just decided to see if there was a trend, and of course it was, and we decided to ride the trend.
Wow, that's awesome. Okay, and so now that you won the bid at 40, what happened after that?
Oh, I wanted to bid at 40, and then, you know, at that point, I had a 2-pronged strategy. I was either going to, number one, you know, renovate the house myself and get some financing, but that's not what really I wanted to actually do. I wanted to flip it. So what happened was, a guy that we had flipped, several properties to, he's a financial planner. Flipped several properties to, teamed up with a contractor that I used on my last renovation deal. And, basically just talking to them, just hobnobbing, they were both looking for a deal, and basically they linked up with each other, and they bought that deal from me. He brought the cash. He brought, $65,900 as the purchase price, and he bought the cash, and the other guys just pretty much going to fix it up at cost. And then they're going to go ahead and split the back end. So it was just a random thing. We're just talking about some deals I'm doing. They said they're looking for a deal, and basically just called them up. You know, said, hey, here's like a deal. What do you want to do? And they decided that they want to do the deal.
Okay, so let me recap this. You had a property that was listed on HUD. It was listed for roughly 200 days. You found that out. It was listed for 80. It started listing at 120, dropped down to 80, been on the market for a while. You bid on it 8 times, finally got it for 40, turned around and flipped it to a guy who paid $65,900 for a $15,900 profit. Is that correct?
Yes, that is correct. Yes.
Okay, so that particular deal, no marketing cost, no nothing, flipped it to a guy cash. It literally made $15,900 on one deal, and you literally just plucked it off the website with and you put, 8 5-minute bids. You're talking 40 minutes to basically get that house, and then obviously the time to get the contracts over and stuff. But that is absolutely phenomenal. To be able to make that much. I mean, literally, when we talk about talking to motivated sellers or putting up bandit signs or dealing with short sales or dealing with REO properties where you have to fill out all the contracts, to have something like this where you can, submit a bid in 5 minutes. Now, a lot of the bids that I put in get canceled. I mean, they just don't do it. But there's that 2 or 3 that you can get. That you can make huge profits, profits like this. That is unbelievable. That is exciting. So you must have been pumped, huh?
Yes, I was, and I want to say that was deal number 3 after we had saw the trend. So we saw a trend, and we just started riding that wave, and I might be at deal number 8 or 9 right now in the last few months. Right now.
Now you got a couple.
So, yeah.
You got a couple under contract now, right? Just recently, within the past 48 hours.
Yes, Sean, I actually talked to you. What was that? Yesterday, I believe, and after that, yesterday, a partner of mine got 2 under contract. Wow. And they seem to be excellent deals. And ironically, I've got to send an email to a mortgage broker about one of them, and I think I'll make a quick hit on that one. The guy was a secondary offer on another property that I had in the vicinity, and basically I sold the house prior to this guy getting his financing together. But the caveat about the guy was his mother won a lawsuit and was going to give him $50,000 to put down on his house. Well, right. This other house I got very similar to the house that he wanted to actually buy, and I got it for $40,000, and I'm just gonna have him buy it for me for $50,000, and he owned the house free and clear.
Wow. So now, so for your when it comes to bidding, are you bidding at roughly 50 cents on the dollar, 30 cents on the dollar, or is it just subject to the actual property and the comps in the area?
It is to the actual properties and the comps in the area. There's no formula by which I bid. I just look at the comps, and I'm just trying to get it dirt cheap to wholesale it, and that's what I do.
That's awesome. All right, now you talked about, and I know your I know you got to be at another meeting here, but we talked about a strategy, your number one strategy for bidding and getting these properties at absolute pennies on the dollar. Now, you gave us a little hint of this strategy, and I know you're going to be sharing it. And once we release this HUD flipping course, you're going to share this secret strategy. But just the little hint you gave us was just unbelievable. Now, is this strategy that you're using, is this the number one strategy that you're using to get your deals right now?
Yes, pretty much so. It's something that is just very obvious, and a lot of other teachers have alluded to it. I just have literally taken it to the next step. So yeah. Wow.
So we'll be revealing this in our HUD flipping course that's coming up here in the next several weeks. But I am super excited to learn what's your number one secret for getting these deals. And the little hint that you told me literally made my head spin because I haven't even thought of that. And it was something that was so simple, but it was just just amazing. You put your formula with this strategy, and it's key to getting multiple deals and riding that trend like you're talking about. So cool. So you have any last words for these people now that are listening to this? They're thinking about flipping HUD homes. What has flipping HUD homes done for you personally as a strategy?
Well, I had a goal it's kind of weird. I kind of tell this brief story. I made a goal and a commitment to myself to give to my church a certain amount of a charitable donation at the beginning of the year. And just like Jim Carrey, of course, we all know the story of Jim Carrey. Yep. Jim Carrey wrote a check and put it in his wallet of the amount of money that he wanted to make, I think, during his lifetime or during a year. And he waited till that came to fruition. Well, using this strategy has allowed me to bring that check that I wrote on January 1st, 2011 to fruition. Wow. So that, and of course, it allowed me to have more time with my family, more time coaching various youth sports, more time for church, and things of that nature.
Yeah, I am a huge advocate of tithing, and I teach it. I preach it. It is a core belief in my in a success principle that I think that is paramount. Even beyond strategies of flipping HUD homes and stuff like that. I think it is key. So that's awesome to hear you say that. And I could suspect that just because of how much success you have had. Mr. X, thank you so much for your time. Thank you so much for spending time with us on this call. It's been phenomenal and right to the point, and God bless you. And I think you're going to rock the house. I can't wait to speak to you further inside the HUD training to really dig deep into the strategies that you're talking about.
Yeah, thank you so much, Sean, for giving me the opportunity to share. Thank you.
Now, Joe, was that not the most incredible interview that you've ever heard with a guy flipping these HUD homes, just, completely under the radar, working part-time, making $100,000? Was that not sick or what?
It's amazing, and it's amazing. And we've been getting a bunch of questions in here, and I just wanted to let everybody know we are writing them down. We're going to have some time at the end. At the very end, we're going to answer all your questions, I promise. So just stick on, hold on. And but that was an amazing interview, and I think a lot of people are excited. I got one guy here, Sean, real quick, who said he's already made 4 offers while we've been sitting here.
Oh my God! Because some people are listening right now are already NAID registered brokers, so they can make offers right there. So it's crazy.
Somebody else says here he got 2 offers accepted in the last 2 days. Another guy said he's been doing these in Maryland. And he's making over 40% cash-on-cash return on fixing and flipping these HUD's homes. So he says here, this definitely works. That's amazing.
That is incredible. All right, well, if you heard the interview with Mr. X, he kind of alluded to a course that we've come out with. And like I said, from the beginning, we're doing a small beta test with a small group of people that we're working with all across the entire country. And basically what we've done is come out with unlimited hidden deals where you can learn the entire process of how to flip HUD homes. It's a 4-week, absolutely intensive training. And Joe and I actually recorded the entire process over 4 weeks. What we've done is anywhere from 2 to 3 hours, these intense videos, and with all this information and questions and answers and everything. But here's what it is. Basically, in week 1, it's how to find highly responsive cash buyers. Okay? This is incredibly important. If you know exactly how to find cash buyers using some incredible ninja techniques, then what will happen is then you'll be able to know specifically what they're looking for, and then you can pick them off the HUD website. Now, I know people are asking, saying, thinking, why would a cash buyer want to buy a HUD property from me when they can just bid on the HUD property? Well, I can tell you this. I have sold those properties to HUD buyers, HUD properties to cash buyers, and I've sold just regular properties from motivated sellers. These buyers, their focus is to turn around and fix and flip or to buy and hold for rent. Their focus isn't to hunt down properties. They would much rather work with someone like you as a wholesaler to tee them up a property that all they can do is look at it, make a decision, and get it closed. So we'll show you exactly how to do that. We'll also talk about how to analyze your market to figure out what cash transactions are happening so you know what properties to bid on. If all the cash transactions are happening at $30,000 to $50,000, well, you don't want to bid on properties that are $80,000, $90,000, $100,000. Like in Hawaii, if all the cash transactions are happening at $400,000, you want to bid on properties that are $800,000. This is simple. We show you how to do that. How to navigate the HUD website in detail, specifically everything. How to find an NAID registered broker, what to say, how to negotiate. There is a certain negotiation technique what could give you the edge to go out, and you can do this by actually working with them to get a reduced commission and get paid the balance of the commission when you actually turn around and sell the property. So that's that. Basic education on HUD terminology. 5 deadly sins for flipping HUD homes. Actually, the basic education you get to download. That's a download. You can download that and read through all the information. The 5 deadly sins is incredibly important because if you do one of these 5 deadly sins, you could lose money doing this, and you don't want to do that. So we show you the absolute 5 deadly sins that you want to completely, 100% avoid so you do not get in trouble flipping these HUD homes. So now that's week 1 in detail, and what we have after each week is we have a rock star case study interview for you with a successful investor that is flipping these HUD homes. Week 1, we have a guy by the name of Akeem, which we do an interview with, and he shares all his strategies, his bidding strategies, how he bids, when he bids on the homes, the time of week he bids on the homes, the time of month he bids on the homes, everything. It's so juicy. It's incredible. You're going to love it.
Well, in one of these weeks, Sean, we a student had a deal, actually, and we helped him analyze the deal right there live on the webinar. Remember that? I think that was week 2 or week 3.
Yeah, it was incredible. Yeah, because remember, Joe and I, what we've done is we kind of launched this to our small little list and worked with them, and we did record it so we could get all the feedback and the information. Everybody wanted to make this the absolute best it could be before we brought it out. Now, this is, like I said, we're doing like a small beta test here because we are launching this thing big time next year. So you're getting in on the ground floor right now. So here, how to find the best deals. Show you exactly how to do it. Which properties to look at. Are they insured? Are they uninsured? How long have they been on the market? Is 200 days? What's HUD's threshold? 30, 60, 90, 120 days on market. Well, you can reduce your bid price to get a better deal. I'll show you how to do that. How to pull comparable sales. What to look for in comparable sales. There is a formula to pull comparable sales, and if you use that, you'll have success. How to make your bids. We're going to walk you through exactly specifically how to go out and make your bids. We're going to talk about when to make your bids. There is, like I said, there is a time of day to make your bids. There's a time of the week to make your bids, and there's a time of the month to make your bids, so you go out and you can take advantage of that and get the best deals. Also, how to use the bidding spreadsheet. We give you that spreadsheet that we have there. We give you that spreadsheet plus more spreadsheets, how to trackers, like how to HUD, like a HUD tracking spreadsheet you can use, so you can have that, and more specific on like a fix and flip spreadsheet, so you get to have that as well. And also 13 bidding strategies you must know. We're going to walk you through 13 different strategies that you can use to make sure you get an edge and you can get the absolute best deal possible. I'll tell you exactly what to look for. Also, too, you get a Rockstar case study interview again that week, where you get to learn things like from Clint. Clint, what he does is he gets these properties super cheap, and he turns around and sells them either on a land contract or lease option. He has literally no money out of pocket, and he has 10 or 15 of these deals where he's just getting cash flow every single month. He shows you exactly how he does it. Now, what would an extra $10,000 a month or $5,000 a month do for you if you knew that was coming in every single month in cash flow? Do you think that make a difference in your life? Of course it would. An extra $5,000 a month, whether you woke up or not. Well, he'll show you strategies on exactly how to do that. The next one is what to do when you get accepted. So think about this. You submitted your bid. Then all of a sudden you get the email. You get the acceptance. Holy cow, what do you have to do? Well, there's specific things you have to do to get that contract filled out and get that sucker in so you get your get the deal locked down. Next thing, how to fill out the paperwork correctly, almost all the way down to the ink color that HUD will accept. Crazy. Next thing is how to get your POF. We showed you that, how to work with that. And also, too, what to do when there is a correction. Now, for example, let's say you send a contract and there's an error on the contract. You have to know what to do to try to get that corrected and corrected quickly. How to confirm your winning bid to make sure you got it, you're in, you've got it accepted, you're good to go, and now you can ensure that you have the deal locked up. Again, we're going to do another Rockstar case study interview that you can listen to. And in this particular week, in week 3, we have a gentleman on there that is flipping HUD homes. He's fixing and flipping HUD homes, but this is what he's done. He's done it to where he uses his own internal bank, like almost like a lines of credit, private lines of credit that he gets from banks that he literally pays no money. So he turns around and he closes on these things and then turns around and either resells them or fix and flip them. And it was phenomenal how he explained how this business lines of credit work for his business and how much money he has saved by doing that. So he'll share exactly how he's done that. Next one is week 4, how to prep the property for sale. Okay, how to get it ready for sale. Okay, because there's things you can do to prep it, to position it in its best light so you can sell it and sell it quick. How to sell the house in hours, not days. Okay, we're going to show you methods, techniques, and tools that you can use to turn around and get your sucker sold and sold quickly. And how I sold that property, and I turned around and I got 3 full-price offers in less than 48 hours. I'll show you exactly how we did that. Now, getting the sell-side contract and the earnest money deposit from your buyer. There are specific negotiation techniques that we talk about on how to make sure you get the highest price for the property, and how to position it so you can get the earnest money deposit immediately within less than 24 hours, non-refundable. Setting up your transactional funding. Okay, setting up your transactional funding. We actually give you a transactional funding source that can close the deals, and you can fund it, you can close it without any money out of pocket, and then you can turn around and resell the property and make a profit. Okay. Now, for clarification, you have to close on the property first, and then you can turn around and resell it. You can't do an assignment, but you can do a double escrow, okay? And I can tell you exactly how I've done that. We give you ways to show you exactly how it's done. Working with the closing agent. When you're working with a closing agent, what to say, what to do, how to do it. Also, closing the deal and collecting your check. What does closing day look like? Okay, people want to know how does the whole thing function with closing and how that works. Well, we give you specific techniques. Okay, what we call the cover and the spread of exactly how you can work the deals where you don't have to pay transactional funding costs, and how you can work it working with two different title companies. It's incredibly important you know that. And a Rockstar case study interview you'll get to learn from Mr. X himself, where he will tell and share with you exactly how to go out and get the properties, how he exposed that trend in his marketplace, and how he went out and capitalized on it, made $100,000. It's a phenomenal interview. I can't wait for you to hear it. Now, as a bonus, because you're here and you're listening, we're going to give you a bonus. First bonus is this, a fast start bonus, how to get your first check in 30 days or less. How to go out and do it, how to implement, how to make the bids, how to go out and use other strategies to make it happen. It's 6 hours of pure content you can download and listen to, and a 130-page book on how to quit your job in 19 weeks or less. It's a $697 value. Plus, also, you get partial access to the Flip to Freedom Academy, and you get access to the Game Changer videos. These are videos because there's always two sides of the coin. There's the how-to side of the coin, right? And then there's you. Right? Your how you think and how you talk and what you do and your rituals in your life and the beliefs that you have, the success principles, right? Because guess what? If you give me clubs, golf clubs, well, guess what? Tiger Woods is going to do a lot better than I am at that, because there are certain disciplines that he's done in his life to get as good as he's got. Well, those Game Changer videos will show you how to do it. All the forms and contracts you need inside there, plus we have coaching call archives, and every 2 weeks we do coaching calls, which is great. Membership community. We have a robust membership community with thousands and thousands of comments, juicy comments of people asking questions and wondering about stuff and how to go out and become successful. So it's phenomenal. And we do live group bi-weekly coaching calls. Guess what? We analyze deals. It's in a webinar format like this. We actually go into websites, analyze deals, show you how to do it. You get all your questions answered. We get live case studies from successful students. I think Joe alluded to that. It's a $1,997 value. Plus, you'll get access to my transactional funding source. Okay, $997 value. We had to establish a relationship just for you guys, where we could actually use this source, transactional funding, and they fund on the property. It doesn't cost you a dime out of pocket. It's called a back-to-back closing, and what they'll do is they'll fund it and then close on it and then turn around or resell the same day to your buyer, and you'll make the profit. Okay, it actually negotiates fees too, which is great. Now, we were told, right? We went out and talked to people and said, hey, what should we market and sell this product for? Because it's so intense. It's literally a game changer itself. They said we could sell for $1,997, but guess what? We're not going to sell for $1,997, right? And they told us to sell for $1,997 because they wanted to make sure that we only had a select few people. We didn't want everybody involved in this. So guess what? They told us to $1,997. So instead of $1,997, we've decided to sell for $997. Okay, but wait, wait, but wait. $997 is the price we have decided to sell this at, but not today. $997 is what we will sell at when we launch this thing to the public coming up here next year, okay? Next time, or whenever we decide to come out for it. But the bottom line is this right now, is that you are here for a reason. You may have tripped across it, may have found it, whatever, but you stayed here for whatever, God's intervention. You're here and you see this. And guess what? You will not pay $997. Well, we're not even going to sell it for $897. We're not even going to sell it for $797. We're not going to sell it for $6.97, and guess what? We're not even going to sell it for $5.97. So now you're going, oh my gosh, this is incredible. I know you are, because I know for me when I first got started, I didn't have a lot of money. I had to take a Premier credit card, two of them, one for $250, one my wife for $250, and I actually bought my first course, and that was literally, from that course, I made over $134,000 within less than 12 months from the information I learned. So now, here's a 50% off coupon that we're going to give you for right now only. This coupon will expire at any time, right? And you're not going to pay $9.97. You're going to pay 50% off at $498.50 one time. No reoccurring charges, no monthly charges, nothing. One time you have access to it for life for $498.50 using this special coupon. And this is only for the first 12 people. The coupon will expire after the first 12 people, or it will be done. We just, like I said, it's only a small group of beta tests we're working with people across the country. Now, how do you get this? Here's the discount instructions. The order page will look like this. Say that. Welcome to the HUD Maverick 4-week intensive. And on here, you'll see the price, $997, right? Now, here is a coupon on the left. The coupon code is half off, H-A-L-F, half off. Make sure you do not submit your pay until you put half off, okay? And all you got to do is apply it right there at the half off in there and press apply. Press the apply button, and you'll see the discount for $498.50, right? And that's what you do. Now, there's 100% 30-day money-back guarantee. If you're not 100% head over heels satisfied with this, then you will get 100% of your money back, and I know it's that good. All right, now claim your spot now. Now remember, there is only 12 spots open, and the price is $498.50. You have to use the half-off coupon, because when you go to register, it will show a $997 price. But because you're on the special call and Stacy basically twisted my arm, we are allowing you to have access for this at half off. So go to reisecrets.com/offer, reisecrets.com/offer. Now, Stacey, I can tell you that it is a special time in the marketplace right now. It's like unbelievable, because, you know, smart money, cash buyers, I see there's an influx of money, cash money, coming into the marketplace, smart money, and they're buying up these houses for rental properties, for fix and flip properties. And then on the other side of the coin that we have, you know, in the news, there's, you know, people, you know, the bad news about the market and the real estate, how everything is, you know, still in the recession. But the amazing thing is we have sellers and we have people like HUD, you know, the government, right. HUD, and then we have these buyers that are out there that are flooding the market, and we have the ability to position ourselves in between this. And I can tell you 2012 is going to be phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. Once you understand how to really use this concept of being able to pick properties off this website and literally do this either virtually, I don't care if you're in Canada, we've got guys in Australia that are picking properties off the site here in Seattle and then turn around and selling them. So it's an exciting time in the marketplace, and if you are listening to this call right now and you're sitting there and you are thinking that, you know, I don't know, maybe I should get started, maybe I shouldn't, I can tell you right now, this is one of the greatest opportunities that I have literally seen. I have flipped over 500 houses, $120 million, and I have never seen a system where you can literally take a property with no marketing costs whatsoever. You can tie it up and then turn around and sell it so quickly. So I'm super excited about it, and I know we got people across the country that are doing these deals. But like I said, go to reisecrets.com right now /offer, and you can secure your spot. Once we hit 12, I know that a coupon code will go away. So make sure you go right now and secure your spot before it's too late. And Stacy, I'm super excited to share these with your with your customers and stuff like that, because it's a phenomenal opportunity.
It really is. I'm super excited about it as well, Sean. And what I want to do is I also want to throw out my phone number real quick, just in case they have problems ordering. You can,
Sure.
if you need to call the office, you can call us at 888-298-6345. Again, that number is 888-298-6345. Make sure that you're one of the first 12 people, and you don't have to call in and ask, was I one of the first 12? The website's specifically coded so that once all 12 spots are gone, a little pop-up appears. And if you don't see that pop-up, then you know you got in and you were one of the first 12. But I'm super excited because, like I said at the first of the call, Sean, you know, I was doing HUD homes 8, 9, 10 years ago, and then they changed some rules here in Texas, and they just weren't as profitable for me to do, and I just kind of forgot about them, and I stopped doing them. And then we talked the other day, and I was like, holy crap, that works again. That's so awesome. I'm super excited. I can't wait to log in because it was a phenomenal way for me to buy properties, and I was just buying and holding them back then.
Right.
We didn't even have all the websites that we have access to today to just turn around and relist a property and get rid of it for $10,000 more than you just paid for it. That didn't even exist back when I was doing it, so I'm super excited about this. So
I know. Back in 2003, the website was so clunky. The way they actually had the bidding process was so difficult. So they just changed the website just a handful of months ago. So made this where people could go in and you could submit a bid in less than 5 minutes and have an answer within 24 hours. I mean, you can't even do that with REOs. REOs, you send an offer in, you don't find out for weeks, you know, even if the agent gets back to you. So it's something where you get instant results, you know if you get it, and then once you get it, then you can make a decision to move forward.
Yeah, and back in 2003, you couldn't even submit the bid online. I still had to go through my real estate agent, and they had to, you know, submit it to the HUD agent, and then we had to wait 2 or 3 days for them to get back to us. So I'm excited, man. Like I said, this is like one of those strategies that I just forgot about, and I'm so glad I can, you know, pull it back out of my toolbox and dust it off and start using it again. So guys, run, don't walk, run to your computer right now, get your order in, go to reisecrets.com/offer. The orders are already coming in. We've already got a couple orders, so there's only about 9 or 10 spots left. So don't get left out on this, man. You do not want to get left out on this. This is, you know, like I said at the beginning of the call, you don't know. We don't know how long this is going to last, you know, so get in and make your quick, fast money while you can. So do it right now. Go to reisecrets.com/offer. The bonuses that you're throwing in, man, that's, so they're getting, they're going to get, access to your Flip to Freedom Academy.
Yeah, now the Flip to Freedom Academy is I mean, extensive. It's an 18-week program where I teach the entire principles of wholesaling houses, from going out and getting your first check to going out and quitting your job in 19 weeks or less, and then going out and building residual income. Now, that is a separate course, but you have access to the entire community where we have thousands of members all across the entire country.
Cool.
We're breaking 1,000 members right now. And also, one of the huge benefits is we have the Game Changer videos in there, which talks about the mental side of the business, you know, also the technical side, and we have, you know, between the forms and the contracts and the spreadsheets and the software and in the archives as well. But one of the biggest benefits is that we hold bi-weekly live coaching calls. So what we do is we get in a webinar format like this, and we get everybody on the line, and we go through and we talk about real deals. People ask questions. I've been on the line, you know, for hours and hours and hours answering questions to make sure that everybody, if they have a deal, they can bring it to the table. We can actually go in and analyze it and look at the comparable sales and look at the property. If they have questions about certain transactions, how to get deals closed, how to find buyers, anything they can possibly even imagine. We go through to be able to overcome that obstacle that someone might have. So there's that. You get to plug in every 2 weeks. That way, get your question answered. So.
All right, very cool. Very, very cool. And they're also going to get your book, How to Escape the 9 to 5 in 19 Weeks or Less. I love that. That's an awesome title. And guys, again, I said this is the first to call. You might not have heard me. You know, Sean's doing this right now. He's making money in real estate right now. So don't listen to all the negative crap that you hear on the news or in the media, you know, about how real estate's dead, nobody's making money. Sean is, you know, Mr. X is, Joe is. These guys are crushing it. And I wouldn't have them on. I wouldn't have let you listen to them this week if they weren't absolutely the real deal. So, you know, don't believe the hype. This is absolutely possible right now in today's market. I love the fact that you guys are teaching them how to use virtual assistants. Sean, that's awesome.
Yes.
Don't forget about all those bonuses, the virtual assistant bonuses, how to find and hire and train virtual assistants for $2 an hour. I have virtual assistants, and they're invaluable. It's fantastic. You can literally put your HUD business on autopilot. So, again, go to reisecrets.com. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead. Go reisecrets.com/software. Make sure you secure that. But
and Joe's
the master. It comes at when it comes. Sorry about that, Stacy. But Joe's a master when it comes to virtual assistants. So he has a lot of benefits for that. So sorry about that.
And it's huge. Virtual assistants are awesome. I've been using them for years. But there are things you need to know. I've got some good ones now, and I've had some bad ones. And you need to know how to pick and choose. And there are things you can do to figure out if they're going to be good right out of the gate or not. Don't forget to enter your coupon code when you go over to reisecrets.com/offer. If you don't enter the coupon code half off, you're going to see a $9.97 price tag, not the $498.50. So enter your coupon code half off. You'll see it there on the screen. And again, we've got a few more orders coming in, so we've only got about 7 or 8 of the 12 left right now. So again, go to reisecrets.com/offer and get your order in right now. Or you can give us a call at 888-298-6345, 888-298-6345. Hey, Sean, while we were on the call, we had a few questions come in. You have a couple more minutes that I can ask you some of these questions?
Sure. Yeah, I'd love to. Absolutely. Go ahead.
All right, cool. One of the first questions that came in is, I only have 2 to 3 homes in my county. Can someone really do this virtually?
Yes, you know, and it's amazing because, you know, Mr. X himself only has 2 or 3 homes in his county as well. But one thing great about HUD is HUD has such a backlog or a shadow inventory of properties that they are consistently updating their website every single day. I mean, every single day they put new properties and new inventory that you can bid on. But let's say you go in and you go on the website and there's not a lot of properties in your area. Can you do this virtually? Well, if you do a comparison of actually trying to flip a house virtually, it becomes there is no comparison, because if you're going to enter a market, you're going to have to do direct mail in that market. You're going to have to talk to sellers in the market. You're going to have to, you know, negotiate with the seller. You're going to have to get pictures of the property somehow or have the seller send them to you. And then when you have buyers in that particular market, then you're going to have to, you know, have buyers go over to the property. Well, when you're dealing with a HUD home, what's great about it is that all the pictures are online for you.
Yeah.
You have all the pictures there. And you have an agent in that market, an NAID registered agent that is working for you, meaning HUD will pay their commission. So when you close on the property, they will get paid a commission. So there's an incentive to go over there and potentially show buyers exactly how to, you know, the property and get them in the property if needed. Or if there's anything you need to do on the property, you have someone on the ground that has an incentive to get this done for you. So we teach you every aspect of how to find buyers in the market. That's in the first module. That's one of the most paramount things we go through, is exactly how to find hungry cash buyers that can make a decision in hours and not days. And that's what we cover. So yes, you can definitely do this virtually. We have guys in Canada who are flipping houses in the United States. We have a guy in Australia flipping houses in the United States. So it's
awesome.
Definitely can be done.
Very cool. Okay, another question that came in is, what kind of support can I get in the Academy?
Well, we get a couple different things. One is that we have a very, very robust community of people all across the country, and Joe and I are in there continuously answering questions, talking to people, being able to add value that way. But the other thing, too, is we talked about is we do live coaching calls every 2 weeks. where you can get on the line, you can ask questions, we can go through deals, we can analyze deals, and I literally stay on until every question is answered. That's why we have to limit this thing to only 12 people, because, if we let 1,000 people on, or 500, whatever, I have a family, I've got kids, and, I'd be on until 2 o'clock or 3 o'clock in the morning answering questions for everybody. So that's kind of the reasoning behind limiting it to only 12 people, because obviously we can't stay on until 3 in the morning. So
yeah, absolutely. And I get that question all the time. Are you guys really only limited to the first 12? Yeah, we have lives. We have, I've got to take my kids to karate practice here in just a minute. We can't. I can't. As much as I would love to teach every single one of you how to do this, I just can't. There's not enough hours in the day. So yeah, we are limited by time. And speaking of that, we've got a couple more orders that have already come in. So guys, we're down to 6 or 7 of those 12 are still available right now. So get your order in right now. Go to reisecrets.com/offer. Don't forget to enter the coupon code half off. Otherwise, you're going to pay a lot. You're going to pay $1,000 instead of $498.50. And if you need to call us, you can call us at 888-298-6345. That number, I know it's not on your screen, so write it down. It's 888-298-6345. But you don't have to call and ask, was I one of the first 12 people? Because the website will throw a pop-up once those 12 spots are gone. So get your order in now to make sure you're one of those 12. All right, here's one last question before we wrap up. I love this question. This is someone who's thinking about the money. How fast can I do my first deal?
That's a great question. Well, I can tell you, see, when you're dealing with HUD, let me tell you basically the process. The process is you submit your bid, right, and then you'll know within 24 hours if you got an acceptance. And then once you get the acceptance and you're committed and you know it's a good deal, then you would send in your contract. It usually takes about, probably about 72 hours to get the contract in place. So during that time, you have the ability now to market the property and find a buyer. Once you find a buyer for the property, then literally you turn around and you'll have an escrow agent that HUD will assign. You can email them and say, hey, we're ready to close. They'll order the deed from HUD, and then you can move the closing depending on how fast they can go. Typically, it's about, I would say, about 21 days from acceptance of bid to actually get it to closing. I've had deals go faster than that, and I've had deals go slower than that, depending on how busy the escrow officer is. But I'll tell you about a deal just recently. It's amazing. There was a deal that I was actually iffy on, and I wasn't 100% confident that I could sell it. The comps were, have you ever looked at a property and you're going, I might be able to sell it, I might not, we'll see, kind of.
Oh, yeah.
And you're not 100% like, hey, this is a slam dunk. It's,
absolutely.
It's a ridiculous price. So I bid on the property. I got the acceptance, and I was like, I don't know. So I sent an email out to my buyers list and called a couple buyers, and I didn't get any bites, nothing on it. This was on a Thursday. We teach people to bid on a Thursday because you don't have to get your paperwork into the following Tuesday. Right, so I didn't get any bites on it. So what's good about it is, with HUD, if you get an acceptance and you're not confident, you can't get it sold, you can just let that acceptance expire. No harm, no foul, right? So Monday came along, and I was like, still no bites or nothing. So I sent an email out again Tuesday morning as like a reminder email, and all of a sudden, I don't know what it was. I don't know if something in the air or something changed, or people opened the email, but I got 3 full price offers on the deal on Tuesday, the day I had to get the contract, right? So I called HUD up and said, holy cow, I need an extension. They gave me an extension, and I got my paperwork in, and I had the property sold before I even put my paperwork in, and we can close it next week. So that's crazy.
Man, that's awesome.
Fast they can go. So
that is awesome, man. I love that. You didn't give up. That's the moral of that story. You tried again. You didn't, it didn't work so great the first time, but you tried again.
Yeah,
it was just
one
didn't
last
give up.
shot.
Let's see what happens. That's awesome. That is so. Guys, this is exciting stuff. Again, no one else is out there talking about this stuff right now. I see the orders are still coming in. There are not 12 spots anymore. I haven't just sat down and counted. It looks like we've got about 5 spots left. So get your order in right now. There's only 4 or 5 spots left. REISecrets.com/offer, or you can give us a call at 888-298-6345. On top of that, I mean, it's literally, he's practically giving it away at $500. It's a fantastic offer. And you don't know how long he's going to be selling it at this price. I, along with other people, have told him, "Are you kidding me? You're giving it away. Jack the price up." So
well, yeah,
he can change the price any day now.
Yeah, we are going to do a full-blown, complete launch with the videos and all the stuff, and everyone's going to be emailing for it. It will be $1,000 coming up, here in the short time in the future here. So you probably will see it again if you choose not to order today, but I guarantee the price will be a lot higher than it is today.
Yeah.
So you got on this call, if you're listening, for some reason, whether it be, some sort of God's intervention or the stars aligned or something. So, if your gut's pulling at you, go to REISecrets.com/offer right now and take advantage of it. Remember, you get a 30-day money-back guarantee. I know for a fact I deliver and Joe delivers high-quality information, and we are completely committed to helping you through the process. We can't do it for you, but we can be there to answer questions and stuff like that. We provide everything you need to be able to go through and learn this business. Learn how to go out and flip HUD homes. So
fantastic. And like I was going to say the exact same thing. You've got absolutely nothing to lose. You're totally guaranteed, or your investment's totally backed by their 30-day money-back guarantee. If it's not everything that they said that it is, just send it back. No harm, no foul. Get it in your hands and try it for 30 days. What have you got to lose? You have absolutely nothing to lose. So go to the website, REISecrets.com/offer, get your order in. Sean, I appreciate it, man. This is super fun and super exciting information.
Yeah.
I appreciate you taking time out of your busy day today to share this with my people because, like I said, I've said it a couple of times already, I'm pumped up about this strategy. It's working again. It's fantastic. And I'm super glad that you, Joe, put this system together and are sharing it with my people. I appreciate that.
Well, I can tell you, you guys have been absolutely great. People listening have been great. The questions that have been phenomenal all the way through it, and I'm excited to get to know some of your guys and be these 12 people and really make sure we can work with them and help them go out and get phenomenal success stories and get the videos. So when we do that big launch, that they have many celebrities, so it'll be fun. So absolutely. See them on the inside. So sounds good.
Sounds great. You have any last words before we say goodbye?
Well, I can tell you, when people get started in real estate, especially when it's something new and something like in HUD homes, it's, there's that scary feeling like, I don't know, and maybe not have any confidence. All I can tell you guys is you got to believe in yourself. You got to believe in yourself and believe that you have the ability. This is not difficult. It's not hard to go out and do this. Once you have the specialized knowledge, the information to go out and do it, then you can go out and get the success and place the bids and have confidence to place the bids at a price that you can turn around and sell it. And see, I can tell you the stars are aligning right now to where it's a perfect storm in the market to where there is a small window for you and I to go out and make an absolute ridiculous fortune right now flipping these properties, flipping HUD homes, and with no marketing cost whatsoever. If you learn this specialized knowledge and take advantage of this, this will be one of the biggest opportunities. You're going to look back at a changing point or a turning point in your life, and you're going to say, that webinar that I listened to and I took advantage of it, that was my turning point. And when you have those type of turning points in your life, you look back and say, wow, man, that made the difference. And, I had a turning point in my life. Stacey, I know you have a turning point in your life, and I hope all the people listening that do take advantage of this, this will be their turning point and make 2012 a phenomenal year.
Absolutely. And you have absolutely, like we said, you have nothing to lose. You're totally protected by the money-back guarantee. Check it out for 30 days. If it's not everything that we said that it is, just send it back and get your money back. We'll be happy to give you your money back. You got nothing to lose and everything to gain, so do it now. Sean, it's been fantastic. I appreciate it, man. Speaking of karate, I need to jump off the call right now and get the little ones over to karate, so I'm going to say goodbye. And, again, thanks so much for your time, guys.
All right, thank you. Take care and God bless.
You bet. Take care.